Ahoy toy, welcome to Transfixed, the channel that as of yet can still boast 0 Ewok-inflicted casualties, unlike the Empire. So, as promised, this is part 2 of the eFX Scout Trooper helmet review. The part 1 was just me ranting about my bad experience with them, which again was my fault for ordering and then trying to cancel, but getting some rude service. So check out part 1 if you're interested in that. So now we're going to look at the actual helmet itself, and here it is. Looks pretty good. So now at long last, I do have the helmet here, and I'm going to open it. Don't try to stop me. It's quite large. There it is. Oh, it's got the Disney on it now. Let's take a look. Some paperwork, I suppose, in here. Okay. Passed. Oh, that's loud. Wow. There it is. Quite heavy. Voila. So they did it. There's the helmet. Chin strap and everything. Okay, let's take a look. It comes with some accessories. Now, it comes with a display plate with my numbered plaque. This is a nice low number of 54 out of 750. I would have thought they'd get more orders than 750. It was not fixed at the time. The Legendary Edition was limited to 500, and then they were taking as many orders as they got, I suppose, and so 750. This is going to attach to the display base, which is here. And this looks like it's just a nice thick acrylic. This looks, oh god, is this ½ inch? No, quarter inch. Anyway, it's a good thick acrylic. Let me see. I want to see. This is either plexiglass or lucite. Looks like we're, what's this, 3/8? It's more than a quarter inch. Yeah, it's 3/8 thick. So quite thick and sturdy. Comes in 3 pieces. So I believe this is the base, and then you have to attach it together. This is the stand here. And how does this go? I think, oh, it must go like, I think it assembles like this. So it's going to fit in like that. Then the plaque will go on the front here. Of course, you peel off this protective paper. Usually you don't see this. I bought just raw lucite and cut it myself, and you just take this off after. This looks like it's been CNC cut. And then there's a little pad. Let me unwrap this. Sorry, this is fresh from the box. So there's a little padded piece that sits on the top, and that you screw together, and then the helmet will sit on this. So that should keep it nice and safe. So here's the envelope of paperwork that you get. Get the boring stuff out of the way first. Here's the eFX return policy. I don't even want to look at that. I'm sure it'll make me angry. Here's the registration card. This is the instructions for the display base. Pretty good instructions by the look of it. And a nice touch here, they put the Imperial Cog logo on the base, which I couldn't see because the protective film is still applied to the plastic there. But yeah, it shows you how to screw it together. And yeah, it's a nice base. All about that base. And here's a little booklet. There's a nice glossy graphic of the Return of the Jedi poster, which I really like. This brings back memories for me. I still have my original Return of the Jedi soundtrack on cassette that uses the same poster graphic, and I just always love that. And then, of course, is a picture of what the helmet looks like in the film. And here's the original wooden mold that they used to vacuum form the original prop helmets, which is nice. So eFX actually got access to that to make this helmet, so it should be pretty authentic. And here's the description here. I'll put that on the screen in case you want to pause and read it. One interesting thing is, yeah, this is before 3D modeling, so they used the wooden pattern, which is pretty interesting. And they had access to the decals as well. That's good. It should be pretty accurate. So standard stuff that you get with a high-end collectible like this. So onto the helmet itself. It's quite heavy. It has a good feel to it, though. It looks fairly symmetrical. There's a very nice white paint finish all over it. I really like that. It seems to be well constructed. Lift it up here. And the liner is good. There's a nice mesh liner inside here. You can see through to the vents here. There's a chin strap here. This chin strap is not adjustable, unfortunately. Yes, I assume it's a chin strap. So yeah, what happens now? This strap goes up through this slot here and down the outside, and then it comes back inside. And I suppose it's glued on the inside. And here it's loose. This causes a bit of the problem with the closing of the faceplate, though, because I find that the liner for the faceplate butts up against this, and you can watch it. You can see how it kind of pushes it back, and it doesn't quite. This is my only big complaint with the helmet. It doesn't quite close properly. The chin strap should fit in this. It's the right shape to fit there. Other than that, it seems to be well constructed. If I were to nitpick, you can see that kind of some of the rough edges on the inside here, where it's not painted on the inside. I think it's overall it's covered in this nice white finish, this white paint. It's glued in place all around here quite nicely. You can just see some of the rough edges here. Not a big deal really, but if you really examine the inside, you can see them. But it's glued in well. It looks like a good liner. I also like that they have these vents here. The liner on the inside is kind of stretched over here to fill it in. A bit of a few glue clumps in there I need to clean out, but otherwise it's good. Going around to the back here, you can take a look at the graphics. So these appear to be like a decal that's applied on here. This one's fine, nice and straight. This one unfortunately is a bit crooked. It's looks like they didn't quite apply it very straight. Same with this. It doesn't quite follow the contour of the helmet. It's just a bit too high on this end, I think. Not a great big deal, but it's a bit of a shame. Otherwise, it looks good. These plastic things here to cover the hinge, I suppose. I'm not sure how that works. This apparently was the big problem with trying to get this helmet made. I think they had trouble with this hinge mechanism. It's a bit difficult to do and get into manufacturing. This graphic's interesting. On that paper insert I showed you, it says that this was one of the designer's personal logo that he came up with and put on his business cards, and they used it for this helmet. So that's cool. I always thought it was some sort of Orabesh character, but it's not part of the Star Wars alphabet. But it does look like it fits in. And on the front, there's another graphic decal or something applied on here. I don't think it's a tampograph. Could be though. And then these ones here, these are all nice and straight and in line. And then if we look at this front part, I'm not too sure if I like it. It looks like this black is painted on, and it's mostly straight except for a bit of small jaggies up here. And then this gray part is glued on by the looks of it. Not quite pleased with this these greeblies here. This looks a bit rough in here, a bit globby. That could be authentic. Maybe they took a cast from the original prop. I'm not sure. And then, of course, these were used, just like the Stormtrooper helmets, the original prop, these were made from aerators to go into your sink, right? So you can see that it would have been a metal mesh in here that's sort of just been molded over top. I mean, I guess I just took a mold of this piece, perhaps. So it could be, perfectly authentic. But it's not the Stormtroopers. It's not what they did with the Stormtrooper helmets. I'll show you those for comparison. So here we are side by side. You can see this on the left is the actual FX stormtrooper helmet. This is the episode 4 A New Hope version. So it's a good comparison because this is made by the same company. This is the one I bought years ago. And as you can see, like these do look more like your sink aerators. There's a metal screen in here inside of a plastic nozzle there. It's not an actual aerator, but it's, you know, it's not the same as what they've done over here. This is a good helmet as well. I'll just show you this a little bit since I have it here. I've modified it a bit. There used to be like a plastic, like a construction hat type of, what do you call it? Frame in there to sit on top of your head. I took that out because it's kind of useless, and then I put this foam thing in, which, oh, I was trying to remember where I got this from. You know what it was? It was part of a sling that they gave to my daughter when she broke her arm. When she was done with it, I cut it up and made her headband in there, so that sits on my head better. And then these are some computer fans I installed in here with a 9-volt battery and a switch to keep my head cool because it's quite hot wearing a piece of plastic on your head. And then you can see, yeah, these go through. This is just where those aerators are stuck in here, and then I cut some of these, this foam strip. I cut some of that away just to help some air get in there and breathe a little better. So that's those two side by side. Didn't realize the Stormtrooper helmet is quite a bit larger than the Scout Trooper helmet. Got some scuffs on there too. I need to try to clean that helmet. And then here's the Novos Stormtrooper helmet, just in case you want to see that, which I think is a bit more accurate. Hard to say because there's so many different props used on in the Star Wars films for Stormtrooper helmets, but this one looks more like what I remember a Stormtrooper looking like. Not quite as good though, if I'm honest. You can see the seams, you know, around. The way it's put together is not quite as good. I do like the shape better though, and again, there's these metal screens that they used here. See, so you can. I wanted to compare these. I feel like, I guess because I saw these first, I feel like that should be over here, but it just sort of molded the plastic. It's fine, I suppose. This helmet's also quite a bit lighter. This part is larger. There's a bit of a white gap here compared to... Let me just show you. I don't know why I'm doing this, but... Since I have them, a Novos on the left, FX on the right. Yeah, you'll see a lot of variations in the prop helmets from the film if you really look closely at the Stormtroopers. Some of them have this brow, like right down above the eyes. Some have more of a gap here. This green, they have green lenses in this one because that's authentic to A New Hope. I think in The Empire Strikes Back, they're more a smoky gray. But we're not talking about Stormtroopers, we're talking about Scout Troopers. Oh, and there's the inside. That's sort of the hard hat style of head support there, and just some mesh over there, the nose. I think the FX Stormtrooper helmet is PVC, and that's why it's much heavier. The Novos, I think, is ABS plastic. This must be PVC as well, because it's quite heavy. And here's a look at the top. You can see the hinges here. It seems to open up to about there before it bumps into itself. So I'll just give you a bit of a turnaround there. It's sitting like that because of the shape. This is how it naturally will fall. You can see that headband that I keep going on about is getting in the way. Let me put it on. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here is the Scout Trooper helmet. I'm going to put it on my noggin. I think I do have to actually open this up first. Yeah, it's a shame. I thought this would be adjustable, but it is not. I suppose it's just supposed to sit like that. Let's flip over. There we go. Okay, now it's on my fat head, and that's how it naturally goes. It's supposed to sit like this. So that's how it should be sitting. I'll hold it in place. I think I can, yeah, you can make out eyes through the visor. It's not that dark. Yeah, this is how it should be. I don't know, I guess my head's not big enough. Maybe if I have a bigger head it will work better, but mine keeps falling forward. on me like that. This is no help. So be aware, you might have that problem. So you might walk around like a sad scout trooper all the time with your head down, kicking a can down the street. So if you're going to get this and you don't have a big head, I recommend you get some sort of insert to put inside, like I did with the stormtrooper. I think if I did that, it would be fine. And to get it off, oh my god, still get the hang of that. So because of the odd shape, I find this kind of grabs my cheeks when I take it off. So I think it's supposed to be like I think you kind of angle it off, yeah, like this. Okay, well, now that I've thoroughly embarrassed myself on YouTube in front of everybody, that is the eFX Scout Trooper helmet. For better or worse, I think it's good. I still think it's the best Scout Trooper helmet out there that you can get. But it's expensive, and I don't know where to get the rest of the costume. I saw there's on eBay people sell like the undersuit and pouches and stuff. I don't know how to get the whole costume, but it's probably out there somewhere. I'm hoping that Lenovo's is going to make a whole set. I think they would make a better helmet, at least a lighter helmet. It doesn't have this issue, and of course it'd be nice to have the whole costume, right? So there it is. I don't know if I think they're sold out now, but I'm probably going to sell this one. I just want to kind of get back what I paid for it, which was $700, but with the exchange rate and stuff, I'm going to ask for $750 US for this. Shipping will be extra. Check the description. If I end up selling this, I'll edit the description for this video. And there's no Ewok damage. That's just a good thing. So I'm going to pack this up carefully with everything that I showed you. And if you watched this video, thanks very much. As always, the Empire thanks you for watching, and thanks for watching.